makes sense to almost everybody. No? A little bit? Well, let's just really...
The upper body turn the other way was a little challenging.
It's tricky, right?
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, it's a little bit of a messes with your brain, but it's kind of about making her think that if her head is here, straight on, turn that body so that it's downhill to where you want her to go. And her head won't go this way and her body won't go this way. Her head can go that way and her body can go this way. But the thing is, if she wants to go that way, then that's also where you want to guide her. So it's about turning that lower body. So your upper body is this, lower body like that. Guides her right out. What gets a little tricky, I found, is it works a little better if, depending on how you have your legs. Can I borrow you really quickly? It feels kind of natural to guide her like this, I think. So she's pushing on me, like, right? Like you want to kind of like be in this kind of stance, but now let's do it again. What I like to do is use my other leg back. And what that does is it gives me a little bit more of a rudder. It steers her a little bit more. Did you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
I didn't move.
I mean, if she's pushing on me here, and I'm like this, I'm not in a very firm position anyways, and it probably doesn't make sense to how my lower body isn't turning, right? But if I have this really wide, this leg is buttressing me against her force, and so I can really control and steer her around in a turn. Does that make sense? All right, so a lot of you asked, yeah, but what do we do next? And a lot of you hinted at what is going to happen next. And so, does anyone want to guess what happens next? Yes, pop them out. Excellent. So, can I have someone that doesn't mind maybe falling? Okay. All right, Tangles. Okay, so we're going to start with the same lead up. So we're going to start in the center. We're going to take her to the edge. But what we're going to do now is, because we're in this position, we're around the line. So I'm going to take you to that. Take you over there. Okay, right? Now, anyone have a guess? Yeah, it's the same idea as when you're like this and you turn to let her go. So she's pushing on me. You really quickly flick. I call it the boob toss. See a lot more teams actually practicing it now. It's exciting because I like the idea that everyone's just boob tossing all over the place. So what it's going to mean is a really, really fast motion. You're hooking her with your shoulder a little bit, but you should already be there. You should already have her contacting you right about here, and her shoulder is hooked on yours, so you can just give her that pop. The one issue is legality. So what I've done in the past, and I've had more time, is run through the different ways that you can do this legally. Excuse me. And one of them, if your wheels are down and you're rolling, is just to let up to push. Just to a little bit on your toe stops, but that can be really hard depending on how strong that jammer is. So what I'd like to think about is using your toe stops to make little tiny little baby motions, right? Really fast, like doing like that kind of stuff, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little hop as we throw her. So our motion will be forward, in the derby direction forward, and our feet will be doing it at the same time that we're pushing her out. We have her over here. And then as I'm doing that push, I'm doing a little hop backwards, right? So that's that same separation. I'm not really turning my whole body because, again, what am I ready for? Running back on her. This is the greatest. I love this one. Just give her a little push out and you're like right ready to go. So any questions before we go back out there? Does anyone want me to do this dance more?
Yeah.
Things I do for you people. All right, so get in a pair and head on down the track.